Be ready. 15 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Sir, a number of important developments have taken place after the close of the budget session of this parliament. 7 weeks have passed since the government took the difficult and even painful decision to devalue the rupee. I am keenly aware that there are some misgivings in the minds of some honorable members about this decision and about the economic policies of the government in general. That is why I am now taking this opportunity to share my thoughts with you, sir, and to benefit by the counsel and criticism of honorable members on both sides of the House. I shall listen carefully to what honorable members have to say, and I hope I shall have an opportunity towards the end of the discussion to respond to the suggestions made and sentiments expressed in this august House. A supplement to the economic survey has been prepared and is being circulated to honorable members. Recent trends in the economy have been outlined in the supplement, and I do not intend to take much time off the House in going over the same ground. But I would like to recapitulate at the outset some of the salient developments in the Indian economy in recent years. Sir, when I presented the budget early this year, I had occasion to say that in many ways, the year that was then drawing to a close had been a very difficult one. On the latest reckoning, agricultural production declined by nearly 15% in 1956-57. Industrial production increased by only 3%, and total national income in real terms declined by about 4%. It is not surprising that in the face of such a sharp reduction in real resources, prices increased by as much as 15% in 1 year and exports declined marginally in spite of growing assistance to them. We had to tighten import restrictions further, even in respect of essential raw materials and components. In the meanwhile, our repayment obligations were rising steadily so that we had to borrow $187 million from the International Monetary Fund last April. In a sense, the difficulties that we have been experiencing of late began to gather momentum towards the middle of the third plan. The rate of growth of the economy in the third plan was a very modest one. Sir, actually speaking, I feel that perhaps we might have come to the parliament earlier, but in a matter of this kind, where the cooperation of the states is entirely necessary, we cannot simply ignore their request for extension of time. We therefore waited, but then there comes a time when we can wait no longer. I think, sir, it should be defeating the purpose of the new act if we were to wait any longer. Therefore, we have come up with this enabling bill so that the Indian Medical Council as it existed under the old act will get out of existence immediately this bill is brought into force, and that will happen immediately after the present bill receives the assent of the president. Now, I do feel that really there will be no difference of opinion about this amendment, which is absolutely necessary. There was, of course, another alternative which, however, the government did not like. There is provision in the Act saying that nothing done by the Indian Medical Council as constituted under the new Act shall be considered to be what might be called defective simply because the Council is not properly constituted. Under the provisions of that particular section, we could have just been content to go ahead with nominations where nominations are to be made and gone on with the Indian Medical Council. It would not be complete but deficient in respect of the members to be elected on behalf of certain interests, but rather than do that, we thought that it was proper to have the Indian Medical Council in a proper manner to prolong its existence rather than take recourse to an expedient which was not satisfactory. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, nearly a year and 8 months after the passing of the Act, the Health Minister at last comes and puts forward this amendment to the original Act to enforce the original Act. It took nearly 2 years for them just to think of enforcing it. Now, sir, when the original act was brought before the House in the year 1956, some of the members wanted it to be referred to a select committee, and one of the pleas put forth against it by the then health minister was that it might cause some delay if it went to the select committee. Last year in this house, as also in the other house, there was a discussion on the shortfalls of the first year of the third 5 year plan. We were worried that in the field of industry, our expectations had not been fulfilled, and we were much more worried that in the agricultural sector we did not make any progress over the year 1960-61, which was the last year of the second 5 year plan. Now, as a result of many steps that we took, many measures that we adopted, we have reasons to feel that in the matter of steel, transport, and coal, some of our difficulties have been overcome, and we are likely to achieve substantially the targets that we have fixed for the third 5 year plan. But our agriculture presents a depressing picture. We do not have detailed figures before us. We might have them in the course of a week, but it does seem, from whatever information has come our way, that there is no appreciable improvement so far as the agricultural sector is concerned. We planned for an additional output of 20 million tons in the third 5 year plan.